How's it going, guys? So last week I made a video on recursive subdivision and made this render right here. But today I'm going to show you another use case of recursive subdivision and use it on manipulating images. I figured this would be a really cool addition to the using Blender like Adobe After Effects and Photoshop series. So you can check out those tutorials as well. But today we are going to be making this render here and stylizing an image with recursive subdivision. On Patreon, I have these two tutorials that are also creative applications of recursive subdivision. So if you want to check out the Patreon, that is linked in the description along with a bunch of other really cool stuff. So first, we're just going to start out with an image. Literally use any image you want. I typically, with this style, I like to use nature images. So this would be a really cool one to use, but literally use any image that you want to do, preferably wide if that's the aspect ratio you're going to be going with. So let's go ahead now and we're going to get a Shift A, get a plane. We're going to head to the Geometry Nodes workspace and I'm going to click New and we're going to delete the input and we're first going to get a repeat zone. So search, repeat, and we're going to plug that here and we're going to plug a grid into the repeat. Plug the grid here and then whatever the aspect ratio of your image is, just get the size to be roughly around that. You can eyeball that, but it does not need to be perfect at this point. Then what you can do is get your vertices to be relatively square. So now that they're relatively square, what we can do now is start a recursive subdivision. So what we can do is get a separate geometry node, switch it over to faces. We're going to get a random value node and we're going to plug the random, we're going to go from float to Boolean and plug value into selection. And the Boolean is going to say 0.5, which basically means we're removing half of them. Now we're going to go ahead and get a join geometry node. We're going to plug it here and plug the inverted into the geometry. Then what we'll do is get a subdivide mesh node and plug it here. And now we have some of them subdivided. Now to create the recursive subdivision, all we'll have to do is click on the iterations and we now have something really cool. What I want to do is make sure that these two are even numbers just to make sure that we're subdividing literally half of them. So what I'll do is make this a value of 4 and make this a value of 6. Now they're perfectly square and it looks really good. So we now have kind of this true subdivision. Recursive subdivision, I want to keep it, looks like my iteration is going to be at about 4. Now let's go ahead and manipulate our image. So we need to be able to get the UV from this grid. So what we'll do is we'll get a store named attribute and we'll go from float to 2D vector and point to face corner. And then we will plug the UV map socket from the grid right into value and we'll just say, call it face. Don't title it UV. For some reason it doesn't work when it does that because that's like a dedicated attribute. Okay, so let's go ahead and now get a set material node and we'll go here to the material. We'll click new and then we'll grab it right there on the material and then we'll head to shading and we'll go here. Let's grab the attribute. So attribute, we named it face. And let's go ahead and get a image texture. So our image texture, plug it into the base color. Now let's go ahead and open whatever image that we want to use. I'm going to go ahead and use this eye. Now you'll see nothing happens. What we need to do is get a mapping node, plug the mapping into the vector, and we're going to plug the vector of the attribute into the vector. And we now have our eyeball. In my case, I want to delete the principled and get a emission node. And we'll plug this here and plug this here. And then just to stylize it, I'm going to go ahead and get a invert color node. And then I'm going to get a RGB curves node and plug it right before the invert and just bring it up like this. And it's just going to add some interesting style. I'm going to go ahead and scale up the eye just so we can get a little bit better view on that. And now we have something really, really cool. So now what we could do is go back to geometry nodes and I want to capture the actual recursive subdivision as a texture. So we have this, I want to turn that into a texture and manipulate the image with it. So what we can do is get another store named attribute. We'll go from point to face. We'll just title it R for random and we'll get a random value node and plug that. So now we're assigning a random value for every face and we'll go here to shading and we'll get another attribute node and R for random. And what we can do is get another vector math node, and we'll plug it here, and then we can plug the vector into the color, and now it's going to sort of move everything around in a random way. So we can go ahead and duplicate this vector math node and switch it to multiply. And so now what we can do is we can multiply the effect just like that. And so for this one, I just want to do it a tiny bit. We're really going to get some cool effects once we start adding other things. So we can just do something like this. And then we can go ahead and like bring the eye back to the middle. So this is, I mean, it's already really cool. I already think it's awesome. Let's go ahead and add some interesting styles. So here with the emission, what we can do is we can get a mix shader node, get another emission node, and set that emission node to say a nice green. And then what we can do is we can plug the random attribute, we can plug the factor straight into the factor of the mix shader, and we can just get a color ramp and then bring it down a little bit. So there's only a few of them that are having that look. So now we have something really cool like this. And if you are more experienced in Blender, the random value that's creating that random attribute, you can use it as a noise texture and actually animate it. So if we actually just might as well just go ahead and do it. If we use a noise texture, plug into the value, and then we can just normalize it. And then we go back to shading. You can bring it back. And so what you can do is if we go back to geometry nodes and view what we're doing here, switch this to 4D, you can actually animate, you can animate everything. And I would say use a separate attribute for kind of the displacement of the image and a separate attribute for the actual, you know, the emissive, the randomness that's creating the emission. Otherwise, they're both going to move at the same time. But if you like that, that's fine. But we're going to just keep this tutorial as a static image. So it's pretty cool as it is. We can go back to shading and bring up the brightness of this. Last thing I want to do is create a wireframe to really show that recursive subdivision effect. So what we can do is go back to geometry nodes. We'll get a join geometry right up here. So I'm going to go here to the flat view, and I'm going to go ahead and get a mesh to curve node, and we're going to plug the repeat right into the mesh, and we'll plug this into geometry, and you'll see this kind of outline show up. And we'll get a curve to mesh, and we'll get a curve circle as our radius. Plug that there, and then you bring our radius down to like 0.005, maybe 0.005 will probably work. Maybe 0.003. Okay, so really, really small, and then we'll get a set material node right here in the material. We'll get a new one, click new, and go here to emission, make it red. We'll click on the view and grab that. Now we have a red emissive wire, but that's kind of ugly. It's too much. It's really, really big. I'm actually going to go 0.001 on this. Okay, it's really big. So what we can do is here in the shading, I'm going to go ahead and throw a noise texture on it. So we'll get a color ramp, set the white portion to red, plug it there. We'll get a noise texture, plug factor here. And then if you just bring it in like that, and then just bring up the strength, and we could switch this over to 4D so you can move it around if you want. And then also I'm going to bring up the scale a little bit. And there we go. Now we have these sort of emissive red fragments kind of around the image. So last thing I want to do, here in the camera icon, we're going to go here to Eevee. I'm going to hit the tilde key and go to the top. We're going to get a camera. I'm going to hit G and middle click and fit this image to our camera. I'm going to go here to the compositor, click new, and we're going to get a glare node, set it to bloom. We're also right down here, we're going to get a sensor noise node. Bring down chroma, bring luma noise a little bit up. And we can go back to shading, and right up here you hit this drop down and go here to always, and you're going to get some glowing. So I'd say like the red portions, they look pretty nice. If we go here to slot 1, the green can be a little brighter. And there we go. Now we've sort of ruined we've ruined this image in a stylized way and made something really, really cool. Maybe bring my world brightness to black. I don't know if that affects anything, but there we go. That is this tutorial, how to make, how to use, Blender like it's Touch Designer or After Effects and really stylize some images with recursive subdivision. It's really cool. And there you go. So there you guys go. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Again, feel free to check out those exclusive tutorials on recursive subdivision on Patreon. And I'll see you guys in the next one.